guy too, Bernard. I really like what he does. So they're gonna talk about the Giria and ZBrush, for instance, with the creatures. And yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of awesome presentations, and us at Motive Studio gonna be there on Sunday. I'm gonna present about the game we worked on, Battlefront 2, and we're gonna talk how we use ZBrush in a production like this. So yeah, if you're around LA at this time, or if it's gonna be live streamed too, so yeah, check this out. It's gonna be a super nice event. I went there last year to watch the presentation. It's an awesome event. So yeah. And as for today, as I was saying, I wanted to start a new one. I have an idea of with the next things, with the next project I want to work on. But the thing is, if I start something new, I won't finish this one, and there's so much not work to do left that I'm gonna try to finish this. I didn't work on it since last stream, so I'm just continuing where I left off. Hey, Victor Ride. So yeah, yeah, it's very good, especially if you're a student. Like, there's gonna be lots of good artists, studios. It's very worth yeah, very worth attending. Last year we went there. We watched the presentation of. We were there for the workshops. There were some workshops. Workshops. It's like it's on the side. It's a paid. You need to pay to have like a 3 hours course. So that's what we did last year. I went in a course with Andrew Course. If you don't know him, he's a master in anatomy. He's the guy who's doing all the anatomy sculpture we see. Yeah, we did one with Andrew Course. Was very interesting. It's very professional. We did one with the IT software guys, the guys who work on Doom. That was awesome too. And I went with Peter Conn, it's a concept artist mainly in VFX, I think, in movies. So yeah, and we watch almost all the presentation, the main presentation. Bon, it's in Los Angeles at the Gnomon School. It's live streamed too, but if you can go and place on site and meet all the artists, it's a very good opportunity. Okay, for those ends, I'm just first. Yeah, I don't really like to work in symmetry for making it, and what I do is I make one and then I just duplicate it over after. So first off, I think it's Dynamesh, so I'm just gonna duplicate it, put it at the bottom here. I'm even gonna clone it. Sometimes I do this, I just clone it and work on a different tool, so if I go in solo mode, it's only this tool, I don't have all the rest. I'm gonna delete hidden, and then close the holes. So you see, sometimes there's some floating polygons like this. So what I do, it's a quick auto group here, and then I can just Control Shift click on the main one and then just delete it in. So because those floating polygon can sometimes causes crash or weird behavior, so it's good to get rid of them. So yeah, now my Dynamesh is pretty dense. I like to start with the lower density for my Dynamesh. Okay, cube here. So yeah, that's about perfect for me. And what I like, it's just to separate the finger a little bit, so they're not too close from each other. this one is a bit, it's like I kind of posed the end a little bit before, so I'm gonna try to restraight it. Let me put it straight. I won't pass too much time on the anatomy because there's gonna be a glove, maybe just on the fingers. As long as the proportions are right, it's gonna be fine. So what I'm gonna start is just I'm gonna start with just blocking out very quickly the shapes. The goal here is to just create the topology with the zero measure. So I don't really care for the proportion or anything right now. I'm just caring about making something so I can just create a nice and clean topology to work on. See if I prefer AX Fighter. If I prefer the tablet or the one with the screen, I prefer the one with the screen. It's a bit more precise, I find, because you go straight onto the model. This is what I use at work, so I like to stay on the same to keep on the same the same tablet at work than at home, so I don't have to relearn every time I use my tablet. It's like you get used to the gesture. That's what I'm using right now. It's the Cintiq. Well, that's about right. It's very ugly. It's fine. I'll fix everything. But at least I can just want to be sure there's no holes. So I can do my zero measure. I can also push this. I can do the wrist a little bit too. Maybe cut too early. I really like, for doing anatomy, I really like the clay tubes like this. I have this brush, the clay TT2. It's basically the clay tube, but just with less intensity. So I start with the clay tube, so I can do some bigger strokes, and then just go refine it with the clay TT. And also when I'm doing anatomy stuff, I'm not a fan of smoothing with the smooth brush, because it kind of loses the volumes. So what I usually do just for smoothing is I use the trim dynamic like this, and then it's kind of smooth, but it keeps some strokes. You can see, but it's not really a matter, because after you add some alpha for the pores and stuff, and then this go away. And then when you smooth like this the surface, I find you tend to lose less the volumes of your surface. Yeah, but I've worked with the graphic tablet for years. It's just a matter of taste. If you can afford the SMT and you like it. Before I use SMT. Before this one, I had the 21UX, which is a squared one, and I didn't use it because at work I was using a tablet, and I found it annoying, so it finished up in a closet, and then I used the Intools one for like years. This doesn't make better model. It's more how you feel about doing it. Okay, so here it is. I'm just gonna do a quick save. So I'm gonna call it ends here. So now I can just increment my save here. So yeah, now I'm sure that I have no holes. The geometry is pretty, Dynamish is pretty clean. There's no crazy stuff happening. So I'm just gonna go in geometry, I think, zero measure, and I think it's 5,000 polygon, the 5 here, so it might be too much. Just do a first one. Density is, no, it's perfect. When I'm looking right now, it's the density in the fingers. So, because I know that that's hard to deal with. I'm not a fan of those things here, so to fix it, I just rewound it, 1 or 2 times. And then now it's very clean here. It's not so bad in the back. It's very quadded. So that's gonna be very easier to work with. And if I wanted, I could duplicate this. Control Shift D. Oops. I think I just add a. Okay. Now I can just go back. And then if I wanted to, I don't really care about those volumes, but I can just go here and reproject the old model onto this one. So now I have what I added before, but with my new topology and some subdivision levels. So that's perfect. So I can, okay, so now I can just save it quickly because it's a good starting point. Hey, Action Creators. I'm super fine, and you? I'm a digital sculptor, yes, I'm a character artist. I'm doing, a girl right now. It's a sci-fi girl. I can do that. It's her, I've been working on her for a while. I'm just gonna put it on the side here. I'm gonna remove the live volume. And I'm just gonna print it on the screen, so it's just gonna stay here so we see what I'm working on. I'm gonna work on the ends today, so yeah. That's it. So first thing first, when I work on ends, reference. When you work on anatomy, I just did this some ends at work not so long ago, so yeah. It's women's hands are different than guys, so it's good to look for a woman hand. So that's perfect. So I have my pure ref here. I'm just gonna copy the image, paste it in pure ref. That's good. that PureRef software is very nice. If you don't know it, it's called PureRef. It's free. You can just drag drop images in there. It's very handy. See, I did anatomies of end a couple of times. I kind of know, but it's good to remind you some. There's always some stuff you can see in a picture that you forget about, or that's just gonna enhance the. Yep, it's PureRef here. Yeah, that's good. That's perfect. And then yeah, that software. There's a lot of stuff. I think there's a shortcut. There's so much shortcut there. You can put everything in black and white. Yeah, in grayscale. Control Alt J. So I like to do this because you kind of forget about the colors, and then you just see the volumes. It's perfect. It's perfect for sculpting. You can put it always on top. You can rearrange your picture. I think it's Control P like this. It takes the best arrangement. So you can do like I think I did it once, like a full anatomy package of reference. And then you can just go and save it. So that's gonna be enough. If I need more, I'm just gonna go grab when I need it. I'm gonna put it on my other screen. And yeah, just let's start. So first of all, click your brush, and then I'm just gonna block out the main stuff here. So yeah, I like to block out the bones first, just give me a reference of where things gonna be. Also sometimes, if you want to stylize ends, you can always do some kinks like this, some like little kinks. But me, I like to make it very straight from one angle like this. So trim dynamic, it's perfect. So yeah, some proportion stuff. If I remember, I think the first part of the finger is half of the palm. The second one is half of this one, and then the last one is half of this one. So you can always come and measure it. Like this, it's about good. Yeah. Yes, the PureRef, since I discovered this, it really changed how I handle reference. You can always, there's a spotlight too, if you don't know that you can use as a reference if you want it in your viewport. You just take a texture here, and then in texture you put it with the spotlight, like this. And then I think it's Z. And then yeah, if you press Z, the image stay here, so you can see if you want to draw on top of an image. That's very good. You just need to remove the spotlight projection when you do this, which I never remember where it is. Yeah, spotlight projection. You see this here? What it means is that it's gonna try to project the image of the spotlight onto your model. But when you're sculpting and using as reference, you don't want this, and then You can like take hours to find what is going on if you don't know this. And also a cool thing about ends, it's that we have two ends here, so we can always refer at ourselves. Even if I'm not a girl, there's like, it's like the same principle. Girl tends to have a smaller finger at the ends. Hey, Corgazer, yes. Thanks, man. Thanks, I really appreciate. Yeah, that was fun. Was fun to be part of that 4 or 8 beta testing. Yeah, another thing I like to do when I work with fingers, it's very handy. It's to create polygroups for the fingers. So what I'm doing right now, I'm masking here, and I'm just pressing Ctrl W to create the polygroups on things that are masked. I'm just gonna grow it a little bit, this one, just to be sure it comes as close as possible to the base. That's gonna be handy for later on, because the thing is, if you work on, let's say I'm working here, and then they're not too closely, but yeah, let's say I want to move this one, I'm moving the other one, so I can just move this guy, and then without altering the other ones. Oh, this one, I'm just gonna put it a little bit of curve. There's a cool thing with the transpose tool, it's that if you draw the line and you're in rotate mode, if you press Alt at the end, it's like a bone, like you can rotate it like a bone, like this. You see, I'm just putting 90 degree from the finger. I'm just rotating it a little bit. Oops. Oops, I think it crashed. I think it's saving, probably. Killer game, yeah, you can also make masks with polygroup if you have them their own polygroup. Yeah. I don't know what's happening right now. I think it's crashing. He didn't like that twist. Well, I think I'm gonna just kill it. It's probably saving. I'm just gonna check quickly. I'm just gonna slide this over. It's because I'm going in say user public pixelogic, I think. No, it's public document, ZBrush data, and here's the quick save files. I'm just looking with the file here. That's the quick save here. And then I'm hitting refresh and nothing happens, so that means it's not saving. So I'm just gonna crash it. Oh, stuff happened. It's pretty rare. I don't know if I updated the patch. I hope so. Do you generally make finger asymmetrical since it's at an angle? You mean the... Oh, I have a recover tool. Does it work? That would be great. Oh, awesome. What I do is I do just one end, and then later on I make the symmetry, because I don't like working in symmetry because they are far apart. So when you rotate, you're gonna, if there's asymmetry, you're gonna rotate it with the other hands like this. So I like to work on just my model here, and at the end I'm creating the symmetry. For the fingers, I'm just doing them one by one. I'm not. I could make one and just duplicate them, but since it's not that hard, I make them one by one. I like to just give it a small angle. That's not required, but it's just, if you put it relaxed like this, it's like, it's when it's like this, it's like a super tension. So I think it depends on the rigger. Some rigger prefer like to have it half, so they can do this and then they can do this, so they are in a half pose. Some riggers, like if you do cartoon, I think they prefer it like this. So yeah, it depends of the rigger. So me, I like to just relax the hand a little bit like this. So I'm gonna just save this, because if it crashes, I'm gonna lose everything. No, that's not the good folder. Pieces, ends 2. There we go, so bon. I can sculpt this. It's one of the most beautiful days of the summer. I'm doing some stuff inside. So I really don't like all this fingers posed. I'm just gonna straight it a little bit. And there's a thing I like to do with fingers, that if you look, maybe it's just me, but if you look at my pinky from front, it's not straight. It's not like straight like this. It's a little bit rotated like this. Like if I just do it on the model over here, there's a slight rotations on the fingers like this. So they are not straight, but they're a bit angled. So yeah, it's a good habit to look in every angle, because now we see like everything is crooked. So yeah, it's good to just start with one finger. I like to use the clay tube here, or maybe the clay TT. Let's see. You have subdivision level. Yeah, I have 3. I can just subdivide one more time. So another thing is good to start with the maximum low res you can. So you're just moving the big volumes at the beginning. You're not starting to sculpt all the details. It's very easier to move things around with the first level of subdivisions. That's why that's exactly the reason why I did the zero measure before starting. It's when I'm doing any anatomy, a body, a face, or everything, I like to have a clean topology, not for production purposes, but just for sculpting purposes. So I'm just roughing out here my knuckles just to know the positions. And then yeah, if you look at fingers from the side, you see that the balloon of the finger is not in the center like this. It's more straight, and the balloon is more at the end of the finger parts here. Yeah, by every anatomy part, sorry, is equal, but the ends is annoying because you have to do each finger, except if you duplicate them, but they're so different, each finger, that I like to sculpt them one by one. So it's good to have every angle. Yeah, I like to make things straight like this. I use the trimmed in, like as I said earlier. I don't like to smooth because you lose too much of the volumes. Using the smooth brush, that's a personal taste. So I use the trim dynamic to smooth out the shapes, because I find it retain a little bit more the volumes. I'm just gonna block out the nails real quick, just to give an idea, because it helps read better the ends when there's the nails. One thing with the nails is they have this kind of curve here on the side. So nail is not just like drawing a curve on a model. It's more complex than this. And since it's a girl end, the nail's gonna be a bit longer like this and finer. We're gonna look at some ref here of women's and a little trim dynamic. Yeah, that's rough, but that's starting to take shape. Okay, as you see, it's way too much angled. Go there, put my transpose line in the middle of the end, and just relate it like this a little bit. So, also another important thing is, like, as you see, I'm working on the fingers one by one, so I don't have an idea of the whole end when I'm doing this. So that's why I'm keeping things very rough. Because when I'm coming back here, I can see everything, and I'm moving a lot the things around. And also for this girl, because she's gonna have glove, I'm just gonna pass. I'm just gonna work on the fingers real quick. I won't pass too much time on the palm. I'm just gonna try to get the main proportions and stuff. Why not making one finger and then reuse? I could. Just because I'm gonna, yeah, I can actually do this. But just gonna be a starting point because each finger it's very different. Also, if you check at fingers, what I see often is the lines in between the sections here, those lines here. If you look close to your hand, there's when you fold them like this, you can see there's two folding areas. It's not just let me illustrate this. It's not just one like this. If I exaggerate it, it's actually two. Like this. Like two folding area. Because say if you do one finger and then you duplicate, I find it's as much work as making them separately. Because after you have to fix everything and then it's just starting over. So and it's gonna be. It's interesting also when you do everything asymmetrically. Like if it's a very good exercise, could say when you do traditional sculpture, you don't have symmetry. On ZBrush you have, but if you do a creature or something, and you do everything out of symmetry, it's gonna look so much more interesting and less CG. If you just break the pose, the symmetry of the pose, and then if every muscle on one side is not exactly at the same place than the other side, it's gonna feel already a lot more realistic and interesting. Hey, Saturn9, how it's going? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, as you see, it's not so long, but this one is a bit too much angle too. Yeah, man, the perfection lies in the imperfection. Yeah, I like this sentence. It's very poetic, but it's absolutely true. I like also the devil is in the detail. Because it's really true. Yeah, symmetry. But it's CG, yeah. Symmetry is this guy's kind of handy, but I'm using symmetry. I won't sculpt two ends there. At the end, I'm gonna symmetrize the end, but maybe not the finger. Oh, that's really not good. Not to be crazy, but I'm just saying it's a good exercise. Even if you make a robot that's like humanoid or like symmetric, but you just do one arm and then you do another arm completely different, it's gonna look so much more detailed just by not having a symmetry on the arm. It's a lot more work, but it's very paying off at the end of the day. Ah, cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome. What's AR? It's for reality, augmented reality. That's it. Do you do like a kitchen and you put it in a AR system or? Ah, nice. And how do you manage the 3D in the what software you use for the phone? I would be curious to see it. Where do you do this? Whoa, that's awesome. So you can do the kitchen before they do all the renovation, and then you can see what it's gonna look like in real life. That's fucking sick. I'd love to do this because I'm planning on buying a house right now, and I'd love to check. I'm gonna build a home theater. I really like home theater stuff. I'm gonna build a crazy home theater. I would love to use that for to see my home theater before I build it. Okay, and then the nails real quick. I feel like I already saw this before. It's a very repeating task with the fingers. It's not the part I prefer to do, but we have to do what has to be done. Oh yeah. Make a demo for the upcoming Sci-Fi show. Oh wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah, 3D is now everywhere. You can. If you want to make 3D, you won't run out of job for the next 10 years for sure. There's so much stuff you can do. That's the cool part. It's fun, and there's a lot of job. It's not always fun. There's a lot of technicalities behind it. It's not always artistic. But when it's fun, it's fun. I do art. You didn't miss a big thing. I'm sculpting an, and then it's gonna be on VOD. You can watch the video when it's gonna be done on Twitch and on YouTube, I guess. I'm doing a end right now. It's for the Sci-Fi girl I'm working on since like forever. And I'm just doing the fingers real quick. Just missing this one and and I'm gonna start to build the glove on top and then start to build the wrist. I want to finish this model. I'm very tired of working on her, but I didn't touch this model since the last stream, which was last month. I didn't do that much sculpting at home since a month. I'm busy with all the else stuff. And it's summer here, so it's beautiful outside. Right now it's like 30 degrees. I mean, we don't get often nice weather here in Quebec, so when there is, it's fun. How did I block the finger? But I already had the shape I did a while ago. I can show you where I started from. I think it was this one. No, it's not even this. But I already had this. It was in Dynamesh. I can show you exactly what I started with. At the same time, I can show you the model I'm working on. And yeah, I just start with Dynamesh, blocking the fingers, rough, and then yeah, the goal that I achieve is that I wanted to achieve is, yeah, that's what I started from. It's like it's an old. It was very crappy. And that's the model, by the way, I'm working on, if you didn't saw it in my other streams. It's a Sci-Fi girl. It's almost done. Missing some pouches here, the arms here, and some refining, especially in the legs, and then some clut simulation for this thing. So yeah, it's almost done. It's nothing too much to do. So right now I'm doing those hands. I'm gonna do some gloves and then some Sci-Fi stuff on the forearms. So I'm doing one hand at a time, and I'm gonna do the symmetry afterward. I can save it real quick and show you why I don't work in symmetry. Let's say I duplicate this end here just to back up. I'm gonna remove the subdivision levels just to show the point here. And do a mirror and weld. So now if I work in symmetry here, it's when I rotate, there's always the other end in the view, which is kind of a bit annoying. And also, if you don't work in local, you always rotate around the two ends. You don't rotate around one end. Well, if you're in local, you just have to click on one point, then you rotate around the point. But it's just, there's this. And another thing is that if you work on one end, you're gonna have a lot more possibilities of adding polygons in the subdivision levels. So you can go higher in poly count. So if you want to do some pores and stuff, you can just do it on one end with like 10 million polygon, and then duplicate your end on the other side. Thanks, Saturnine. I appreciate. So yeah, the pinky, and then the thumbs. I'm learning my English anatomy. My English vocabulary. But I've done ends a couple of times in productions, so I'm kind of getting used to this. So do any of you guys play on Star Wars Battlefront, the game? Like I said earlier, if you missed it, we're gonna be at the ZBrush Summit this year, presenting how we use ZBrush in Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is gonna be out in November, I guess. We're gonna be presenting in October, so if you wanna come join us at the ZBrush Summit, I'll be there. Like someone said, it's a good opportunity to make network, show your portfolio to those two people that work in the industry. There's a lot of very talented people that's gonna be presenting this year. I'm thinking about the Aaron Sims. That's awesome. It's like a legendary artist. I think Daniel Bell's gonna be there too. This guy makes some statues, not statues. I missed the word there, but he's making superheroes. It's very awesome what he does. It's like in pose. It's super dynamic. It's very nice anatomy too. This guy is very. So he's gonna be there presenting stuff for missed the word, which I think it's statues, like prints. Yeah, Corgazer. Yeah, and I didn't work on the first Battlefront. I was freaking amazed by the quality of those arrangements. It's all photogrammetry. They go around the world, taking picture of like some crazy places. It's very, like being an environment artist it's kind of fun for this. You can travel around the world and go in some crazy place, take photos, and after you process all the scan data. But yeah, and the lighting, those dice, those guys are freaking good artists. I think for me, it's one of the best gaming company in the world in terms of quality, what they produce. Bon. That's not super good. Yeah, I think they went, but it's not one guy, I think it's a team of a couple of person. But yeah, they went, I'm not sure, but they went in a very cold place. I think I don't remember where they went, but yeah, they went in a very cold place and then they took photos of snows and stuff. It's pretty awesome. But it's not easy though. And a little dangerous too. Pixel projectile, how it's going? So yeah, now that I'm gonna just refine, I'm using a Klee tube, but a lot more, a lot less sensitive, more refined. Okay, also I'm just gonna show you things that people usually see a lot. We are a little bit palmed here, so you can if you check here, it's not a perfect cylinder that comes into the end. It's a bit palmed like this, so it's like a triangle if you look at it like this. Or you can just do like something like this. And that make things look so much more natural than just making like let's say like this, yeah. Like a cylinder that goes straight into the end, yeah. Just to palm a little bit. You can even use the standard. And then the thing is, it's not thick, it's super thin, and it's coming like here. So you can use the pinch, which I didn't have there, so it's here. And then just pinch it at the end. And then use the inflate one. And then just fill up the thing with it. And also yeah, we can see that if I have a ref here, you can see how palm it is and how it's making the triangle. And you can see also that the finger is overlapping a little bit on the other's fingers, like this. So it's a good little observation to check. I think if you look at this one, we don't see much, but you see how it overlaps on the other fingers. Like here, we can see it, like this here. Like so, yeah. Like it's overlapping a little bit like this. I should learn my anatomy terms, because people are like, you're not obliged to know every bones and muscle by heart. But when you're teaching it and when you're showing it to people, it's good to have the vocabulary for it. So I should definitely learn the language. So like here, it's a perfect example of what I don't want to do. Yeah, and also the other thing is that it's rough. I do the shapes, but after I come and I refine everything. But as long as, say, if you look from far, you're happy with it. Thanks, Pixel Projectile. Thanks, man. But I did the ends a couple of times. It's one of the parts I'm a bit more familiar with. But yeah, it's very rough right now. It's not the part I prefer to sculpt though. So yeah, in the palm here, there's two main shape. There's this one. But there's not two main shapes, but there's two things I like to block out first. It's this and this. If I look at mine, this go a bit further, so I'm gonna have to refine it. They kind of come super close. If we look like this, there's the big lines here, and there's all the little palms here. And then here, it's maybe less obvious for a woman, but there's some wrinkles because we fold ends like this, so it forms always wrinkles. So you see those wrinkles. It's basically like this, and then there's another one like this. So this shape here is a little bit like a triangle, a trapeze. If you look from the side, it's always thinner here, and it makes this this kind of triangle here, a trapeze. This is definitively messed up. It's going way too far. And also anatomy, it's all about subtleties. It's like a millimeter can make it look so messed, and it's just about moving like a millimeter away from where it was. So yeah, here you have like the whole end, and then the fingers, like it's like continuing like this, and then it's like if the thumb is like hooked up in there, and here it's almost like a palm. Here it's a big bone here, so make it straight. Yeah, I was wondering what's the AR software you use for those the kitchens and the visualization stuff. So yeah, here I kind of see it as a big block like this with small palms in each. And the last one is a bit separate from those one. What I like to do also, it's like when I sculpt over, it's like if I was putting everything under the skin. Like I don't want to see, I don't want to sculpt, let's say like here, I don't want to sculpt a bone like this and kind of see it. So I use the clay tube just to blend it and then make it look it's under the skin like this a little bit. You see, it's very subtle, but it's like if you sculpt under the skin. That's pretty cool. I picked up some panther and nice. ZBrush fits into my roll for you to charge full. Well, yeah, the thumbs now. Trim dynamic, it's perfect also for like cutting into the surface. It's like a slicer. I don't really like moving fingers because it's never like, it's always screwing the cylinder a little bit on the fingers. So I prefer like slashing with the trim dynamic. I'm trying to catch up the chat there. If you look at my veins popped out a bit. Yeah, the ends definitively. It's I do it when I'm doing pores and stuff. What are you sculpting? I'm sculpting a girl, sci-fi girl, like here. It's a, it's been a while I'm sculpting this. I have some other streams about this. I'm sculpting the ends here, so yeah, I'm just roughing out the ends. I'm gonna put gloves on it, so but at least I want the base shape so I can work on top of it. And I think I'm gonna stop working on this very quickly so I can, because I don't want to go too far. I don't want to go too far and then just cover it with some gloves or stuff afterwards. It's gonna be less of work. So what I'm focusing on is having the right proportion. So if I put a glove on top, it's gonna look natural. But yeah, like you said, the veins. Yeah, it's very appealing to put veins on the ends, especially for like if you do like a very strong male character, heroic with the heroic form. Adding veins to the ends is gonna add a lot of strongness to the character. It's crazy the effect it does on anatomy veins. Just do an arm and then put the veins on it after. It's gonna change the whole thing. So the pinky is way too folded. Kind of weird. You cannot fold your pinky without like the other. That's another thing to keep in mind. It's the finger. You cannot do everything you want with each finger. Like if you move one finger, the other one, like the pinky goes up. If you make this one go down, or if you make the pinky goes down, the other one tries to follow always. So it's very important for the pose of the finger to make it correctly. Because if the pinky is too much folded and not the other one, it's gonna look unnatural. And I don't like to break, like for a base poster, to break the finger too much too. Break the angles. I'm just trying to do a natural pose. It's important also to look at every angle, because sometimes it looks good from one angle and then the other angle is completely screwed up. Like this, yeah, that's terrible. Anyway, that's gonna be fixed later on. And finger nails are not flat, they're very rounded. If you look from front, it's almost like a cylinder. Hey, the afro, yeah. Ah, nice, you're at Ubisoft. Thanks. Thanks for the kind word, man. What are you doing at Ubisoft? What project are you in, if you can tell it? Yeah, Motive is awesome. Oh, nice. 13 year, well. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I worked, before I was at the Digital Dimension, I was just across the street. I know a lot of people that work at Ubisoft. But of course, like I think there's 2,000 employees in it. I know some people that work on Far Cry right now. So is Ubisoft your first company? Did you start there 13 years ago, or? Because there's a lot of people that does that. They just go out of school and then they get to Ubisoft and then they stay like a long time because it's very good companies and they really treat well people. So. Okay. So that's gonna be enough for now. Just gonna save this. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna start to work on gloves on top of those ends. I will keep the finger. I will keep the finger outside of the gloves. It's gonna be just a glove on the palm of the end. So I'm gonna come back and refine the fingers when the glove is done. I'm just gonna clean it a little bit. Yeah, but it's very rough. It's the nails are disgusting, but it gives the idea. What I can do is I can hook up to the model real quick just to see what it looks like. That's important because if I work on ends and then they are too big, too small after, it's gonna be pain to adjust. You see already the pose of the end is not good. But there's one thing, it's when you do a model, the end is one of the most important part. It's one of the thing that catches the most the eyes. So it's very important to take time and do the ends. And like one of my lead also, like he said, it's it's often the character put the hands close to the face, like when they talk or they just do something in the face. So if you see a hand that is poorly done beside a very finished head, you're gonna see it right away. So it's very important to pass time on the hand and then make it as best as possible. So I'm gonna just pose them, arrange them with the model. And I think I'm gonna go grab some coffee to take a little 2-minute break. So yeah, we can see there's some messed up stuff with the finger here. Especially those shapes are wrong. So it's very good to see it in context. You kind of see stuff you don't see when you are working on it directly. I missed a little bit of the chat. Sorry. Yeah, my first company came from. Nice environment. Great. I'm sure we know some of the same people. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's my first company. I came from a modding background, and I got a job there at 19. Oh wow, that's crazy. Too much of a chicken shit. Good environment, set the moon, so I guess environment is very, very important. Well, who's talking about mudbugs here? It's not allowed. No, man, seriously, it's sculpting skills, but the thing is if you do like anatomy, ZBrush, mudbugs, whatever software you want to use, it's gonna do the tricks. But ZBrush has so much more features than every other packages. Just now with the R8, the Boolean system is crazy. Everything, the polygroups. You don't see the polygroup system in any other software. So, me, I'm a big fan of ZBrush compared to the other ones. But it's always a matter of taste, and then some companies doesn't have ZBrush, or sometimes you have to. But most of the time, when you're a character artist, they let you choose your program. Let's say they hire you for a portfolio, your skills, so they want you to have the tools you like. It's like it's artistic. It's not like you can use whatever program you use. Like most of the time when you're a character artist, I don't know. Environment too. Like at Motive, the environment guys just use the software they like. But depends that they won't buy a fucking license of 10 different software. So if you can use the software the company use, it's always better. But it's always between for 3D. It's always between Max or Maya. And in Motive and EA we're with Maya. So, but there are some people who use other ones. But we all use ZBrush. So yeah, sorry. It's for myself that for now my dream job is character artist at CD Projekt Red. I hope can be like you in a few years. Yeah, man, just continue working and then you're gonna get there. It's like there's no science and then it's not math. If you just practice, that's what I did. Practice like as much as you can, and then every day is gonna be better and better. Just compare yourself to yourself. Don't compare you to the artist online or whatever. Just check your improvement, and then every year you're gonna get better. If I show you my stuff 5 years ago, and then my stuff now, it's all different world. So yeah, if that's what you want to do, just work on it, and you're gonna get it. It's more how nice your portfolio is, your tech understanding, and how you, and who you know. Not much cool these days as programmer. Yeah, that's totally true. It's just your portfolio, your practice, your skills. No one's gonna hire a character artist based on mathematical skills. It's just create one awesome piece, put it in your portfolio, and then you can get a job with this. Just take one. If you want to go in video games, though, it's a good habit to try to do a low res to show that you want to do stuff that the industry does. So you do a low res, bake the normal maps, show that you can do this. Also, this is important. If you want to go in movies and film, just do like very clean topology that can be animated, and then that's gonna help too. It's not just about art; it's also a little bit about the technicalities. That's good to hear, because that's what I've been focusing on. Awesome. It's more, and human eye is trying to see when it's off. Yeah, man. The thing is with human anatomy, we see it every day, and like we see like tens and thousands of faces every day. So we're really minded to see every difference in every face to recognize people. So we see like every millimeter of every faces every day, like thousands of times. So our eyes is extremely trained to look at faces and bodies too, but especially faces. So if you do a face and then you're like a millimeter wrong, your brain's gonna notice it right away. So that's what makes it so difficult to do. I'm a self-taught programmer that rolled into a 3D job. Yeah, nice. Yeah, sometimes me too. I program a little bit at the beginning before doing 3D, and how I started doing 3Ds. I was like 16 years old. I was at high school, and I really liked computer stuff. I was programming stuff by my own, and then one day I discovered this game that was a 3D game in the Visual Basic, and I didn't understand how the guy did the environment and a character art, and I opened the files and it was like a DirectX file with just numbers. I was like, did this guy enter every vertice's numbers? I didn't know I was done. And then I discovered this software, 3ds Max by the time. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy what you can do with this. At the time there was not that much school that was teaching about it. It was not the common thing, so I started checking about this. There was just few tutorials online. Then once I went into a bookstore to buy a book, because at the time that's how we learned, it was with books. There was not much stuff online. And I asked the bookstore guy, what software should I learn for the industry? And the guy, he said, I think it's Maya. So I did like 1 or 2 year learning 3ds Max, and then after I switched to Maya, and then I restarted over everything. And then there was those GNOME DVDs. That's at the time it was just Alex Alvarez that was teaching them. He's the guy who founded the school. So I learned my 3D with Alex Alvarez. And by the time I wanted to learn everything, I wanted to learn modeling, texture, animation, FX stuff. I didn't know how much time it would take and stuff. I was self-taught. So I started doing all the modeling DVDs, and it took so much time that I just had the time to do the texturing a little bit, and then it was like years passed by. And then that's why I stick to modeling, because it's the first thing I learned, and then I didn't have time to get into anything else. Oh, no problem. ZBrush is so flexible, of course. If you come to other, it's a bit different. You have to get used to it. Oh yeah, you guys use Maya, cool. Yeah, that's very reassuring to hear. That's exactly what I try to do. Awesome, man. You can compare to the pros that have years of the experience. You just be yourself and set new goals. Yeah, exactly, man. That's what I do. I don't try to beat other people craziness stuff that there's online. I just try to beat myself every time and make a better art every time I do a new one, and then it's just keep on of course it just keep on evolving. I have like 3 Maya book and 1 ZBrush. I've been learning Maya for about a year, and I just picked up ZBrush a month ago yesterday. Awesome, man. Yeah. Yeah, books is a good way to learn, but also online now. Today it's crazy. You can like just like the stream here, all the streams in Pixelogic Live. There's there's a wave of tutorial just in the Pixelogic channel, and then there's on the website of Pixelogic. Everything is there. There's so much tutorial. Like when I was learning back in the days, there was one website with like maybe 10, 20 tutorials. Yeah, it makes me so sad that I can't learn everything. I want to do modeling and environment and texturing and rigging and animation. Yeah, there's too much stuff there. And then, yeah, you need to set goals, because say sometimes you're like, oh, I want to do crazy animations with 10 characters, and then that's gonna take like 10 years to do. So you need to focus on something, or maybe be a team, because otherwise it's, unless you want to pass a year on stuff. But you see, this character can take like 2 weeks just to model. So like, if you add the texturing, the UVs, the rigging, the everything, it can take like 2-3 months just to do one character. And then after, but if you want to do an environment, if you want to do animations and stuff, now forget it. You have to focus on something. How much would you value ZBrush over Max for art surface only? It depends. It really depends on the task. If you do like a vehicle or something, I think I would prefer doing it with vertices, like in any 3D software packages, for the control you have, and then the scene management and everything. If you do a character that's sci-fi, and then you want to block out stuff, or you could just do the first part in ZBrush, like the blocking part, and then model on top, because ZBrush is very natural to block out everything. And then after you go in maybe a 3D, but more the time goes by, more you use ZBrush for art surface modeling too. There's tools that there's not in other 3D packages, and now with the Boolean system, it's very big advantages. So yeah, I think it's a case by case. It's not like I use ZBrush just for everything. It's like depending on the model. Like this model, I do it all in ZBrush, because it's the exercise I wanted to do. Okay, I'm not liking the shape of the end. It's too straight. Oh crap, I converted it to Dynamish. Oh no, I just... it's because I deleted I can... Here what I'm doing is that I deleted the subdivision level. You can reconstruct them. by doing the rock construction. As an environment prep artist, I would say 3D is the way to go. Yeah, of course, especially if you do low res and you work in a game. Yeah, of course. I dislike that I have to do everything at my work, so I don't have time to specialize myself and get real good at one just aspect. Yeah, that's what I was struggling for a bit too. But yeah, what you have to do, what I did is I work at home during night and weekend to increase my skills. No choice if I want to get into that industry. I know what's wrong. Oops. I dislike it, yeah, but I have never really tried art surface in ZBrush or mud. Yeah, you can. I force myself to try it to learn new techniques. I've been using Pluralsight along with you to learn everything. It's a bit overwhelming, but it keeps me busy and keeps me growing. Yeah, that's good. Twisted. Something. Oh my god, it's terrible. I'm gonna have to fix this. This angle is, as you can see, it's terrible. There's something wrong. But for now, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna rotate it a little bit. Yeah, that's gonna make her more relaxed. Yeah, this finger is too thin too. I'm gonna have to fix it. But for now, I'm just gonna go grab a cup of coffee. 2 minutes, and I come back, so it won't be long. Just bear with me. fresh coffee. Yeah, coffee is my fuel. I think I drink too much coffee. Smokes. Yeah. I wish I still live in a legalized pot state. It's gonna be legal here in Quebec in 1 year in Canada. I wonder how it's gonna be. Yeah. Which guy? I'm curious. Which guy are you talking about? I'm just gonna go up in the chat. I think I said. I don't see it. Ah, there it is. John Took. Oh shit. I'm gonna put that in my favorites. It's all done in ZBrush. That car is all done in ZBrush. That's fucking awesome. Whoa. I'm just gonna show what I'm showing you. It's a guy who showed this on the stream. Yeah, it's crazy. Back to the end. Evil end. Yeah. Awesome. Well, that finger is giving me nightmares. So just let's take here. Just need some reference here. We can fix this. Let me try. We have this here. It's like this. Just wait a second. I can show you what I'm trying to do with that pure ref software. I just want to flip this. I think it's something like, there we go. It's like Alt Shift click right. You can just flip it. Okay. That's gonna be interesting. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna straight finger a little bit like this, then I'm gonna bend this here instead. Oh, yeah, already that's a bit more interesting. I'm gonna do a little bit the same on the other. When I do something on one finger, I like to do it on the other ones too. Like this, just to have more interesting shapes. There it's the same. And since I don't like T-poles that much, I like to have some shapes in the ends, so it looks more natural than just like a T-pole's end like this. It's just more interesting. But if I get, anyway, I'm gonna have to pose this character one day, so I'm gonna have to destroy it. But just for now, I prefer looking at the interesting stuff. I'm not like sculpting, so I don't mind redoing stuff. And then if you play speed, you might be able to play along with him. Hello, lovely Pixel Fox. Hey, Gary, gamed. Can anyone recommend art surface tutorial for ZBrush? Also, some general intro to ZBrush. I said, yeah, Mike have a lot. You have a lot of stuff on pixelogic.com too. Other than that, I don't know. I say anything you don't already know is good. Yeah, that's true. Gary Game, that's why I'm asking here. Yeah. Favorite clay TT. That's a custom brush I did, which is nothing else than just the clay tube. But that's wrong. Now, is this less sad? No, it's still sad. I think that what's wrong with the thumbs? I think it's misplaced. It's like in a very weird position this time. Now I just need $1 million for ZBrush. It's not that expensive, but yeah, software is expensive in general. But yeah, buy it. Buy it. Yeah, I need $1 million for home theater, so we all need $1 million anyway. Yeah, $800. US, and in Canada. But Canada is getting stronger, the money, the dollar. So it's a good time to make some purchases. Well, what I'm looking at right now is the silhouette. I just want to be sure that I have a nice angle here. It's not too smooth. My tablet is, yes, still cheaper than E-Smash, yeah, you definitely need a tablet. You're not needing a tablet with a screen on it. There's some tablet you can just draw on a tablet, and it's way cheaper. But yeah, no, you'll cry if you do ZBrush without a tablet, yeah. Or you cry when you know that all this time what it is with the tablet and you work with the mouse. You don't need it, but life is so much easier with it, yeah. Yeah. Do you have a certain limit on any tips when it comes to sculpting hands? That is still one thing I can seem to get right, and they end up looking like a mess with sausages fingers. Yeah, during the streams, if you want, if you wanna check it back, it's gonna be available. I give a lot of little small tips about hands of me, what I like to do. But yeah, one tip is like to really observe what is going on. Not because as Andrew Carr said, we're terrible observers. Like if I just build a hand without looking at it and then without knowing how it's done, I'm gonna do a mess. But if you look at reference and observe what's going on, it's gonna be done, and then try to unlearn what things are. It's basically the things with the anatomy, but it's all small tricks. It's like here, it's not a cylinder that goes into a palm. There's a little to where like palm there. So just do those little things. The fact that the fingers overlap on each other like this. Just position them right. Having the good proportions too on every finger. Like right now it's a mess. Knowing your proportion is another advice I can give. Other than that, yeah. And then make one, make another, make 2, 3. Hey, I maybe did 10 ends in my life 10 times. I mean, if it's not more than that. And it's still not perfect, it's still messy. The next one's gonna be better. If I buy hour, I always buy. If I buy hour, I buy Ferrari. Yeah. That's how I do too. Like I start shopping online and then I read a review. Oh yeah, but this thing is awesome. Then I end up like spending all the monies on the best thing. I just end up buying the best TV last time. I started like, I'm gonna buy a TV, not so expensive. And I started reading the reviews and stuff, and I end up buying the OLED. It's a trap. We're going to, yeah, have a good lunch. My personal favorite, which doesn't work for ZBrush, is the Space Navigator. What is the Space Navigator? This? Oh yeah, this. Best thing is if you don't need to show. Yeah, that's it. You have like two ends right in your face every time, every day. Except if you don't have two ends. Which is gonna be hard to do ZBrush without the ends. So you probably have ends if you do ZBrush. Oh yeah. Let's Well, it's getting there slowly. It's less disturbing than it was. It's still not perfect. Another thing I like to do with the ends, it's to relax them just a little bit. It's to angle them. Oh, like here, with Syncreon, just to angle them a little bit like this. It's gonna look more relaxed. I need to reconstruct my subdiv because I did a mirror. Yeah, just relax them. You see how it looks so much more relaxed just by doing this. And maybe rotating it a little bit. Oh, I did a mess. Fix it. Best thing if you don't need Komugi, start learning with skeletons if you don't have bone. Yeah, it's like yeah, that's a very good advice. You just start by doing the bones and then you can add the muscles too if you want. That's a very good way of learning anatomy. It's to dissect how it's done under the skin. Because skin, it's like it's like if you put a cloth on top of everything is under. So, and then if you think like this, if you do a cloth, you need to do the body underneath to put the cloth on top of it. It's gonna be easier. My ends are disproportional, aka bad reference. Yep, you have an account of crazy things, guys. They need some address to send you spot. Yeah. Hey, it's Torpal. Welcome to the stream. How it's going? Bonjour, bonjour. Ding ding. Well, that's amazing. Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate. You French? You speak French? What do you think when it's enough? I always keep going, adding more detail. Me, I never think it's enough. I'm always sad about my stuff, but at some point you need to stop and then just add the detail. Especially when you're in a production. At one point you gotta stop. But yeah, I never consider my stuff finished. But I consider it better than it was. Hopefully. Then when I start, it's always better. as more hours work. That's why like doing personal project, it's a trap. Because you don't have deadlines, so you end up like forever tweaking stuff. It's when do you think I wish ZBrush was free? I bought it like a couple of years ago, and then it's free since every upgrade. So once you bought it, you have it like for I have it like for a long time. Yep, that's true. There's a trial. You can. I think the link is just below. It's on Pixelogic. You can just try it. My papa is Québécois. Oh, nice. I'm in Quebec too. Yes, but I'm afraid to install it because I don't have much time, and then I can never do it again. Yeah, you need to install it when you know you're gonna pass some times on it. If you wonder why I do this little dot, I explained it in a couple of times in other streams, is that first I put it on top of the subtool, so when you save, the first subtool takes the name of the file you just saved. So like this, you don't call an arm an exosuit girl version 100, you call the arm an arm first, and when you select it, you see when you select stuff, it changed the color. It's a little bit more bright. So, like if I work on it, it's like distracting. Like I cannot see the model as a whole. So by clicking here, everything's kind of the same color. You see everything as a whole. I prefer this, and it's a good rotation point. So I think, yeah, if you're in local, you just click here, and then it's now your rotation point. If you want to just turn the model, like the, so you see, when you start turning stuff around, you see messes and stuff that doesn't look great, so you have to fix it on every angle. It's not, that's the thing, it's not a drawing, it's a sculpture, so it's very important to always look every angle. That's a bit too huge. It's a bit weirdly oriented too. And you see when you have a low res like this, I really like to move big shapes on the low res so I don't screw things too much. Sorry. Yeah, was my... Okay, it's a trap. Yeah, I was in a similar situation. I installed it and used it 5 days, and then I had to work. Ah, crap. Yeah, it's a bummer. For the industry, it's cheap, of course, but better pay 800 upfront instead of a monthly. Yeah, of course, I totally do agree. Yes, when I'm rich, I'll do it. Yeah. That's a good point. Did you do her completely on stream? I'm very interested. No, you did the cloth. No, unfortunately, the cloth, I didn't do it on the stream. It was on a 3D simulation software called Marvelous Designer. Again, but I cannot do it on ZBrush stream, of course, but I can do it on my stream. So if you follow me, I might do this piece, the flag on the back. I might do it on the streams in an eventually future, maybe. Wednesday's your convenience to buy internet once. I just told him what else. There's also to buy ZBrush Core. Yeah, that's totally true. There's the ZBrush Core version, which is much cheaper than the full version, and then you can start learning, and then I think you can get a discount if you want to buy the full version afterward. French, I mean to do. Oh, I missed. Okay. Can you also animate them with the program? No. It's just a sculpting software. You can do some little bit of animation, but not like moving a character or stuff like this. Almost. Yeah. Yeah, blenders. What's my stream? I have it somewhere. Just wait a second. I don't even know. It's Holograph, I think. That's the one. Oh, someone was faster. Yeah, that's true. It's on top of the screen. And then on the bottom there's all my other stuff. It's been a while I didn't stream on my channel. I might do it eventually. The goal of this girl was to stream the whole process. I start to texture the face too a little bit in Arnold. Maya and Arnold. I'm gonna show this eventually, and also the goal is I want to finish her soon, and what I want to do is it's always all decent topology. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unwrap her and displace her, like create displacement for all the model. I have some very good tricks to do, and I'm gonna make a tutorial about this. That's my goal. I don't say I'm saying this, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna create that tutorial, and I might put it on Gumroad or something. So yeah, that's some knowledge I acquired during production, how to create displacement and stuff, and then it's some stuff we don't see a lot. So. Well, I'm just gonna save this quickly. 101. Yes, I missed it's in French or in English? My French? No, it's in English. But my channel, when I stream, I don't talk. I don't put my face. I just put some music and sculpt, but I might do it with my face eventually, I don't know. I subbed. I don't know what subbed mean. Sorry. The cloth looks amazing. Thanks, man. Yeah, that software is very good. Still have to wrap my head around UV mapping in ZBrush. It's very easy doing UV mapping in ZBrush. I can show quickly if you want. Eventually. Cool, man. Cool, Gary. See you. So, the gloves now. Oh my god. This is disgusting. No, I can refine it. The palms is not good. I don't care because I'm gonna put a glove on it. So. I'm just gonna clone this, split it. I have to delete the lower, split it. Oops, I'm just gonna clone so I can work only on the end. And now what I'm doing is what I'm gonna do, I duplicate the end and I'm gonna use that second end as a dynamic concept for my gloves. So I'm just gonna take the clay cube. Now you see I can just start sculpting on top, but I still have the ends underneath. So I'm gonna do kind of this. Now I'm just gonna do whatever. I'm just gonna concept something. I don't know where I'm going really. I have to keep in mind that this is a part that can be bended and stuff, so I cannot do like a metallic part or stuff like this. The mapping is easy, not having to crash my machine. Yeah, but you need to do UVs on a not too much dense model, of course. If you do it on 10 million polygons, it's not a good idea really. You can just even what you can do is retopple it if it's too dense, or do a remesher, which is retoppling basically, and then unwrap the low res version with the subdivision levels. Also, there's a clay buildup which is even stronger than the clay dynamic clay cube. And also, you see the color difference I was talking about before. That's a setting you can change in the preference, which I don't remember where. But it's like Lévesque. No. There's like somewhere. Yeah. I don't know. That's opacity. Darn, I don't remember where it is. But there's somewhere we can say don't do a too much difference color between the selections and then unselected. I don't remember. I'll have to check it out. Next stream, maybe I can. It's too much stuff. So yeah, I could do maybe some I can do maybe something like this, just I'm doing absolutely freestyle. I have no idea where I'm going. I have to put some diagonal too, just to break. This character has a lot of diagonals. I have some reference pics, I can just check it out. Oh, I know what I could do, could be interesting. This is cool. Yeah, doing some something like this, maybe. Oh yeah, no. Oh, that's the second time that happened. It's sad. I don't know why Spotify just changed the the playlist. I don't know if you heard if you hear the music, but the VOD might be muted. It's sad, but fucking Spotify. It's the second time it does this. Just because I have a copyright-free playlist, and then when it plays, it just randomly go and play any other stuff that is related to the playlist, and then it's not copyright-free anymore. So they're gonna mute. I'm just gonna duplicate the end another time to add another layer of stuff. I might add some sticky part here. Just like some ends finger stuff. It's gonna be cool. Like if it's crew on the end to the skin. Some joints here, some cylinder there. Something like that. It's very rough. It's just what I'm doing right now. It's just sketching out my ideas. It's like a sketch, and then I'm gonna rebuild everything on top of this. I'm not sure about those stuff. Yeah, that could be interesting. So under, I'm just gonna save this. Thanks guys, thanks. I'm just gonna do some wraps, because there's gonna be the bear skin under here. I'm just gonna attach a couple of points, maybe attach the attach together. Something like this. So now you see why I didn't detail the ends too much, because it ends up being a big mess, and a lot of stuff on top. So when everything's gonna be polished, I'm just gonna polish the parts at the end we see. I don't want to lose too much time on doing stuff that we don't see. Thirsty. I can't wait to go drink a beer in the sun. This afternoon, tonight, I think I'm just gonna go buy some beer. Yeah, I like to work on full screen too. If you see, it's a tab. As you see, your model bigger. That could be a little screen. Nothing. Yeah, I'm running out of resolution, so it might be a good time to just divide it. Like, I can do some paneling here. How to make the workspace bigger. Yeah, that's a cool trick. You go here in document, you have the dimensions of the document here. So you just untick proportions, and then you can set the width. And when you set it, you hit resize, and then it's gonna resize the canvas. I can do it quickly. Like just go a little bit higher. You click resize, and then you see it just expand the workspace a little bit. But you see it kind of make the thing weird, because it drops the pixels onto the canvas and then it resizes it after. Did it crash? Yeah, it crashed. Oh yeah, I think I know why. Yeah, but I said, yeah, no, that's, you just make it a little bit bigger, you hit resize, and then when you're done, you go into document and then save this as a startup document. So it's gonna open, I'm just gonna show you, but if you want it to open every time, like you see, I just open ZBrush. Yeah, here, save as startup doc, so it's gonna open with ZBrush. The document's gonna always stay the same. Because if you just resize it and then you reopen ZBrush, it will come back to the default. Yeah, but I'm gonna I'm gonna retopo everything. I'm just gonna like I'm gonna make this super clean at the end. It's just right now it's sketching, and then after I'm gonna basically redo it. It's like this is just a sketch. This could be interesting. That's what's fun with ZBrush. You can just sketch anything, and then sometimes you have happy errors. You just follow with it. No problem. No problem. Yeah, because I find the bigger the canvas is, the bigger the more you see the things that are wrong. Easy. Like if I could have a 4K tablet, if I was rich and millionaire, and have like a super wide Cintiq, I would have it. But unfortunately, I'm not super rich. But yeah, before I was using a tablet, like in tools, not a Cintiq. But my monitor is 2K, so I was seeing when I put my model in a 2K that I see everything's wrong. One day maybe I'm gonna buy one, a bigger one. Yeah, ZBrush is like digital clay and a 3D modeler at the same time. It's like crazy stuff. Put some. I don't know why my clay buildup always start with lazy mouse on, and I never use it with lazy mouse, so I'm gonna have to fix this. I can't use it. Yes, I notice a lot of people go about sketching with Z-sphere and primitive, but this is a way to go about it. Yep. Yeah, but you can always start with, like, what's cool is that you can mix everything. You can start with Z-sphere if you want, and then do your anatomy, and then do stuff on top. Add Z-sphere, start polygon modeling, do some boolean, some array mesh. Right? You can mix everything together. So the creative process is endless. I think what I'm gonna do, it's could be interesting because I think I'm gonna try to break the symmetry on both part of the model, on both ends of the model. So maybe on one side I'm gonna do this tech augmented stuff on the fingers, and maybe on the other side I'm gonna leave it bare ends. So it's gonna add a little bit of asymmetry, and I find that the asymmetric models look much more detailed without adding too much stuff. So sometimes when I'm working, I select edit and I start making duplicate occurrences. So is there a way to go back? Yeah, if you press T, you mean, and then you start putting ends. It's edit here. Just select your subtool and then you press edit, and then you're back. And then you press Control N. Control N come nothing. And it clears the canvas, so you can start modeling again. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring back my girl and just hook up what I did onto her and look what it looks like overall. No problem, X-Fighter. If you have any question, don't hesitate. It's a pleasure to answer. There you go. We can just hide this. If you just click on the subtools everywhere else than here, it just hide or unhide this subtool. So I can hide this, and then append this, and append this one too, and then append this one too. So now it looks a bit too much like a cyborg, I find. So I'm gonna have to fix this. The lower mirror and weld. Take the ends. Mirror and weld. Yeah, if I just do just one cyborg and not the other ones, it's not so bad. Hey Doug. Yep, yeah, there's some quite a time on it. I'm kind of fed up working on it. Yeah. Like I said, I wanted to start a new one, but if I start a new one, I will never finish this one. But yeah, I just model her during the streams, which is once a month. I didn't touch her since the last month. So it's going very slowly. But it's almost done, it's getting there. Okay, I'm just gonna remirror this stuff. I don't like that it's cutting straight here, so I'm gonna have to figure out some stuff. But it's not. Mirror and weld. Mirror and weld. Mirror and weld. Oh, no, not this one. That's what I was saying, I'm gonna show eventually, because I have all the low-res pieces. So eventually I'm just gonna unwrap everything and then displace it in other 3D software, like in Arnold or something. So it's gonna be all low res, and it's gonna be very easy to rotate in the viewport. It's only during the rendering time it's gonna be calculating the high polygons. When it's messy like this, I can just create some Dynamesh. There you go. Awesome. Oh, how is low res for you? How is low res for me? It's relative. For a video game, it's 30k polygons approximately. For high-res render, for like Arnold renders and stuff like this, as long as you rig it and it's not too laggy. Depends. Me, I like let's say. In this piece, for example, the more you go down on the res, the more displace it's gonna have to do to get to the high res. So what usually I do, I don't bring the first subdivision level, but the second one like this, because it's closer to the final result, so it's gonna have to displace less stuff, so it's gonna be more relevant in the viewport and in the texturing too. So yeah, so that's pretty dense, which is it's correct. It's not bad. That's a bit heavy, but it's still workable. But that's heavy. But for this model, I might do this. And the other thing with when you have subdivision level like this, it's very easier to pose too than if you have like 30 million polygon. It doesn't bend well. I would make billions of poly for one arm and the rest low res. Yep. Well, I think that's it for my today's stream. It's 4 o'clock, so it's beer time. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it here. I'm gonna finish eventually the concept for this and start retopoing, maybe on next stream, maybe in between. It would be good if I do it before the next stream, so it advances a little bit. But it's a good part, it's getting there. It's getting more uniform. So it's better than it was. So I'm gonna save this, go grab some beer, enjoy the sun. Hope you do the same. And thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks for watching and being there. And then yeah, don't hesitate to contact me wherever. Is it on Facebook? If you have any question or anything, I'll be happy to answer. Check out the next stream, which I think it's tomorrow. It's Monday to be announced. So Tuesday is gonna be Shane Olsen. So check it out too. It's a very good artist. So thanks for being here and see you next time.